Hello, fellow angel enthusiasts. Devon, Duerr here with some messages for you as well as some guidance from the angels. It is June 15th, 2022. However, know that when I ask for guidance from the angels, I always set the intention that these messages reach you at the time it is relevant for you. So if you are listening to these messages at a later date and something resonates with you, I encourage you to write that down. Don't spend too much time trying to understand it unless it automatically resonates, because you might miss other guidance coming through for you. And this is why I will always encourage you to go write it down in your book of evidence, your journal, your way of tracking your intuition, because you are intuitive. We all have intuitive abilities. And the best way to understand the way that you receive guidance is to write it down and go and review it. Do it all in one place so that you can create that book of evidence that you are intuitive, you are in connection with your angels. So I did feel tapped on my shoulder today to connect with you with guidance from the angels. You may have seen in the past, I don't always do it on a set schedule because I do really try to stay in divine flow and see what is meant to be, but I was feeling really urged to do that. First, I want to say a huge thank you to those of you who attended the coffee last night, and so much gratitude to my good friend and colleague, Justin Speller, who hosted it for me while I took a much needed vacation. It was not intentional that I planned the vacation across our monthly coffee. It is always the second Wednesday of the month, and somehow that escaped me. So I guess I was just meant to go. And I was unbelievably overwhelmed with gratitude to have all of you show up. I got so many amazing reports from everybody and about the great energy. And again, I'm just so grateful to my friend Justin Speller and all of you for being there and upholding the community. I do really want this to be a community for us all to connect about angels, share experiences, and all grow together. That is my intention. The next online coffee I will be there for, it's July 13th. 2022 at 10 a.m. Central. Just make sure you're signed up for my newsletter at devonduerr.com. That's DEVONDUERR.com. And sign up for my free newsletter there so that you can get all the login details there and just stay up to date. Like I said, I will feel called to send out guidance like I'm doing here in this recorded message, as well as I will send little messages at the bottom of the newsletter just to give you a little boost in between messages. And don't forget that I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, as well as YouTube with messages for you. So I hope to see you all there. And if you are not already a member of my private Facebook group, Coffee with Devon, please join us there and ask questions in between coffees as well. The coffee is meant to be a round table to discuss intuitive experiences and ask questions, but you don't have to wait until the next coffee. Please do connect there. I love hearing from you, and there's so many amazing people in that community as well as other healers, and we're all here to support each other. Okay, I will get right to the messages now. Thank you for your patience with me. I was just so grateful to have that time off, and I just couldn't wait any longer to connect with you when I really felt that urge during my meditation this morning. If you hear some noises outside, you might have heard a plane overhead. I am sitting in the spot in my house where I often meditate and connect with the angels, and I open all the windows despite the humidity and heat here in San Antonio right now. I really enjoy hearing the birds and watching the bumblebees around my plants outside my window. So I apologize for any background noises you might hear. I am connecting now with you to just give you these messages as they are meant to come to you. Again, it is a group message, so if something does not resonate with you, just let it go. It wasn't meant for you. But if something does resonate with you, please make sure you write that down and take note of it. The angels know who are going to hear this message. They know what you need to hear, so just pay attention to that and any other messages that come through for you that might validate this guidance. So when I first connected with the angels, the very first message was talking about this concept of being willing to be a team player. And they also meant with spirit, the hierarchy of spirit, and having respect for that. And so they wanted to encourage us to let go of some of the things we've been trying to control the outcome. Some of our goals are a tad outdated, and we've been looking for an inner satisfaction, and they're asking us to just move on. And what came to mind to me was this tug of war that can happen sometimes with something we're really wanting. The more we want it to hurt, I don't know why hurt came through there. The more we want it to happen, the more we can actually push it away. Our determination for something to happen now can actually push what we want away. So actually, it may be best to just call it over with and done for now. And what I like to do in those situations is I will say, angels, when it is in my highest interest for this to happen, please allow it to happen easily and in divine flow. Of course, you can use your own words for that. But I do find that, it's that concept of trying to watch water boil. It feels like it takes a lot longer when you sit there and stare at it. But when you distract yourself with doing something else for the meal preparation, or you look up at the TV for a minute while you're waiting, you turn around and it's boiling, right? So think of it from that perspective, that there are things we are being asked to move on from. It's not a no, it's a not yet. Or other things are needing to happen before we can get there. Now, I do realize from past messages, this has been an ongoing theme. I said that in the last message. For almost all of 2022, I feel like we've been asked to be really patient, and that message continues right now because we are in this stage of recreating ourselves. And so we really are being asked to surrender to God, surrender to divine timing, and then find a way to be a team player. Now, this doesn't just mean be a team player with your angels and guides, of course. Invite them in. We do have free will, so we need to ask for their help and their guidance, but also with those around you. Look for ways that you can be a leader, but create that team spirit. The next message that came up very loudly and clearly was that we are entering into a highly fertile stage. Now, for some people, I found that this was actually guidance. I was getting guidance that this has to do with family, but I was also getting it for career and focus as well, that we are in this stage of bringing abundance into our life, and that if we just focus our energy, we are going to begin to see the path forward with this, that we are going to see that we will feel determined to create something that our dreams really want. And again, so you hear that word determined. We were just cautioned to make sure we're not getting too connected to an outcome here, but they are actually saying, it's just that we're out of focus right now. And if we could focus in on what it is that we really want, that what is it that makes us feel abundant, that's where the fertility is going to come from. Because there are surprising and happy things coming for us, things that our heart really wants. And so don't give up. Know that even though things might get tough, this is where we can go into prayer. And if we start to feel insecure, this is a good time to, again, be a team player in spirit. The other night I woke up with my mind rattling off all these worries about some events coming up and some things that I've been concerned about. And I remembered what helps me the most is to just go into prayer in the middle of the night, laying in bed. I just went into prayer. And even though at the end of my prayer, my mind spoke back up again and wanted to go right back to it, my body settled a lot more. And then I focused on doing some energy work on myself. And before I knew it, I had fallen back into sleep and had a great night's sleep. And I woke up feeling refreshed. So I just wanted to share that with you because I know sometimes we forget that sometimes the simplest solution is right there in front of us. So make sure you're being a team player with that. I do like to always ask for guidance regarding certain areas of our life because the angels always want us to find find balance in all areas of our life. And usually these three areas are under the following categories: health and fitness, career and finance, romance and relationships. And it doesn't have to be very specific for you, but just listen to the guidance for that. When it comes to your health and your fitness, changes you've been trying to make, improvement, we are being asked again to be a team player with spirit and have faith in God, have faith in our body and our ability to heal. So if you've caught yourself wondering about that, believe in miracles, have faith in miracles. And one of the best ways to help with having faith is to go seek out other stories of people who have healed through faith, through miracles, through amazing stories of humans overcoming things. Inspirational things can help you to have that faith and have that faith in yourself. Another thing I like to offer is to go review times in your life where you've overcome something through having faith in yourself or faith in God. So even though that seems like a broad message, I felt like that it really is the root source of everything, is us being asked to have faith in ourselves and faith in our ability to heal. The next message that came through was about our overall career and finances, and we are being asked to acknowledge the ways that we have paid off debts in the past and forgive ourselves for decisions we have made that may have affected our career or affected our finances. A lot of times we will chastise ourselves for things that have happened in the past subconsciously and not even be aware that we are still giving ourselves a hard time for making a bad investment decision, taking on debt that wasn't in our highest interest. So the best way to move forward in your career and with your financial health is to forgive yourself and have your compassion that you were learning from that. So what I like to offer with that is to go write down in your book of evidence the things that you have learned in the past about your career or about your finances, that maybe you need to give yourself credit that it was a learning stage and it is time to forgive yourself and move on. So if you're feeling held back with where you want to be financially or where you want to be in your career, the guidance is to find a way to work on forgiving yourself. There is something there that is holding you back. Moving on to romance and relationships. Now, this does not have to be a romantic partner. This can be somebody important in your life. So I always say, who's the first person that comes to your mind when you hear this guidance? That is likely to be what's going on there. So just stay neutral and try not to question it and just write down what comes through to you. It could be more than one person, depending on what you're going through at the time. But the guidance was that there is some reconciliation coming up for you with someone from your past. Now, this can also be with somebody in spirit, somebody that may have even passed away, that you didn't get a chance to heal completely with this person, and so they're coming to you in your dreams. I always like to encourage you not to feel like you have to remember your dreams to do dream work. However, that does help us, right, in our waking life to do that. So if you can write down whatever you remember about your dreams or even the feelings you woke up with, that can be helpful to help you remember future dreams. But know that you don't have to remember your dreams to have this healing occur, or to receive guidance, or to learn. A lot of times we are in spiritual school in our dreams, and we do not have to remember it for the learning to take place. It will be downloaded into us at the right time. So just trust that. Going back to the faith there, we can also heal in our dreams. Like I said, heal in our sleep. So this word reconciliation was really strong here. So whoever comes up for you, whether it's just, maybe you just had a small tiff with a partner or spouse, and it's a good time to reconcile. But the encouragement is, for most of us, this is going to be somebody from our past returning to our life, and truly it could just be running into them at the store, and having that opportunity to acknowledge that everything is okay. But just focus on that word reconciliation and be aware of how somebody might be coming into your life, that can really help you with all your relationships. So the overall guidance that they wanted to leave us with, just guidance going forward in our daily life, it's like, okay, great. This was all these big messages, but what do I do right now? Okay. So the guidance for right now, day to day, as you're listening to this, is to acknowledge the progress you've made. Remember that we need to have love in our daily activities. We're not trying to just get things over with. I am guilty of that, of wanting to just, get this doctor's appointment over with, get these errands over with, get these emails sent so that I can then relax. And what we are being reminded to do is, in our day-to-day life, bring love into those things, or wait for the right time. If you're finding it's really hard to feel in a place of love before you send that text message or make that phone call, ask the angels for help with that, and ask them for guidance on when is the best time to send this message, or just wait a few minutes, go do something else to distract yourself. Sometimes just 60 seconds walking outside and standing in the sun can be incredibly helpful for changing our energy and helping us get back into flow. I know not everything can wait until that point, but that is the guidance there. Another thing I like to, again, remind you to do, for those of you who do give yourself that gift of writing things down in your book of evidence, go back and review things from the past and give yourself credit for how far you've come, because that was the main message coming through for us is in our day-to-day life, give yourself credit for the steady progress you are making. Just the fact that you are here listening, asking for guidance, being open to receiving guidance is progress. So even though we can't always see things actually progressing in the physical world, know that you are making progress spiritually. So I hope that was really helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments if this was helpful to you or what resonated with you, or if you have any questions. I'm here to offer this to you as my joy and my purpose. So just you being here is allowing me to live in my purpose, and I am unbelievably grateful to you for always being here. Let me know how I can support you. I have gratitude to the angels and my guides and teams, as well as God, so that I can feel in my divine flow and that you may feel this as well. Remember that pocket affirmation that I always share with you. I am in divine flow. Take 3 deep breaths and say, I am in divine flow. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye.